Hello everybody, welcome to this YouTube video. In this tutorial I will show you how to build a real estate website using WordPress. Now this is the website that we are going to create. It is a clean and professional looking website that's easy to edit and stocked with many advanced features. For example, it has a contact form, menu section, but also a submit property feature, which means that anybody that comes to your website can submit their property listing. And you can enable them to submit their property for free or even charge some money. Over here you have the search bar, which your visitors can use to search for the location, property status, like for rent or for sale, and the property type. For example, if someone wants to search for residential or commercial purposes. For more advanced features you can click on this icon and more filter options appear. If we scroll down you can see a glance of some recently added properties. And if you would like, you can even add some featured properties. Now if we scroll down a little bit further, we will arrive at the agents section and find their information. Now if your agency has more than one agent, you can add each individual in the agents section. I'll show you how to do that in this video. Same goes for the news or blog section over here. And if we scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can find the footer section with the logo and contact information. I will show you how to change this information and add, for example, the privacy, terms of service and disclaimer pages. Now let's scroll back to the top. If you click on the properties page, you will get an overview of all properties and the map in the header section. By clicking on the markers, you can see where the properties are located. If we scroll down a bit, you can see that the properties are neatly listed and the style looks great. Now let's click on a property to see how a single property page looks like. The menu section and search bar remains the same, and over here you will find the property visuals and the price. Currently it's in dollars, but that you can easily change. If we scroll down you will see the property ID. This ID will make it easier to search for a particular property. Next to that you will find these icons. If you click on the heart icon, you will add the property to your favorites. And the arrow icon enables visitors to compare up to 4 properties at the same time. Now once you click on the compare icon, this will pop up and you can see that you added 1 out of 4 properties to compare. Let me show you more in a second. On the right side you can see which agent is assigned to the property. And the icons underneath the property ID show exactly what features the property has. I will also show you how to create or change the description, additional details, features, and add property attachments. You can even add a property video or let people leave comments at the bottom of the page. As you have already seen, your visitors can contact an assigned agent via this contact form, but they are also able to use the mortgage calculator. Next I want to show you the property comparison feature. We already added one property, so let's add another one. For example this one. Click on the icon and as you can see, the property is added. Then we click on compare to see what the comparison looks like. In my opinion it looks simple and clear. Now let's scroll back to the menu section because I want to show you the contact page. And as you can see, this also has a simple and clear layout with a map at the bottom so people can see where your agency is located. Okay, that's a quick overview of the website that we are going to create. Building this website is not completely free. However, the only costs involved are for registering a domain name, web hosting and a theme. My initial goal for this video was to show you how to build a free real estate website. However, the maneuvers I made and obstacles I faced are simply not worth the effort. Although the templates looked fine, the necessary plugins were not completely compatible or the required features like the search and map fields were only for premium users. Therefore, I decided to create a beautiful premium real estate website. And after this video, you know exactly how to change settings or edit the layout according to your firm's style. For example, how to add properties, change text, or change buttons on size, color and shape, but I will also show you how to configure the advanced features. Now if you want to slow down, skip or rewatch parts of this video, over here at settings you can reduce the playback speed. Also, in the description you will find timestamps and links to external sources for downloads and discounts. Note, some are affiliate links, which means I receive a commission based on each redirect. Don't worry, it won't charge you more. In fact, it helps me to create these kind of tutorials. Now before we start, once you've finished building your real estate website, do not forget to leave the URL link down in the comment section below. I'm really curious about the end result. Let me give you an overview of what we are going to cover in this video. First off, we need to register a domain name and hosting at Siteground. Second, install WordPress SSL Certificate and email account. Thirdly, I will go through the basic settings of WordPress. Fourthly, install the real estate theme and align plugins. And at last, I'll show you how to edit and configure the WordPress website. Okay, now before I'll show you how to register a domain name and web hosting, let me first explain what a domain name and web hosting are. For example, when we visit the commonly known real estate website called Realtor.com, then the name Realtor.com is the address where internet users can access the site. If the name Realtor.com would not exist, then it would look like this. Not the best web address for a website, right? Besides, it's difficult for people to remember and search for. Therefore, we use the domain name. This domain name is linked to all content on this website. Now, web hosting is a 24/7 working computer that saves all of your site's files. So, text, visuals, or videos, it's all stored on the web hosting. Now, Siteground is one of the most popular shared hosting providers with data centers in Europe, Asia Pacific, and the USA. There are several advantages for choosing Siteground as your hosting provider. First off, Siteground ranks near the top of all web hosting providers for site speed and uptime. Second, Siteground is designed for WordPress users and offers quality support such as the 24/7 live chat, and they are reachable by phone. Thirdly, Siteground creates daily backups of your site, so if something happens, you can easily reset it back to normal. Fourthly, social proof. I'm not the only one that recommends Siteground. At the bottom of Siteground's page, you can see that many experts posted a good review, like C@Balky or Yoast SEO. Last mentioned is the CEO of the most popular free SEO plugin in WordPress. In addition, according to many Facebook groups and review sites, it ranks number 1, and even WordPress itself recommends Siteground. So that makes it easy to choose. And at last, Siteground is absolutely affordable and offers a 30-day trial. Now if you want a 60% discount offer, go to datacent.com/Siteground. Next, click on Get Started under WordPress hosting and go down a bit until you see the Startup, Grow Big and Go Geek hosting plans. The Startup plan is fine if you are determined to only make one website. You will get, for instance, a free SSL certificate, you can create an info email, but also make daily backups. The 10 GB is more than enough for one WordPress website. Now if you don't want to continue with Siteground, they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee without any hassle. If you are satisfied and want to upgrade to, for example, Grow Big, that will also be possible. But I guess you only want to make just one website. So let's select the Get Started plan. Alright, now we can choose a domain name. You can choose an existing domain name or create a new one. The most common extensions are .com, .net, .org or local extension. Now click on Proceed to continue. Okay, next up is quite self-explanatory. You need to fill in your client and account information. If you have a VAT number, you can fill it in so that the taxes are deducted from the total expenses. Then you fill in your payment information, followed by the purchase information. As you can see, the startup plan is selected and you can pick a data center in your area. And here you select the membership period. Now this is important to know. The 60% discount is deducted for the upcoming 12 months. However, after that you pay the regular price of $9.95. When you directly pick 24 or even 36 months, the 60% remains for the complete period. You can see this in the price calculation. When you select 12 months, you can also renew your hosting plan at the end, but then you will get a discount of only 30%, so it's up to you. The price will be lower when you pick 24 or 36 months, but you have to pay upfront, not per month. For the extra services you don't need the SG site scanner, because we can download free plugins for that. Enabling domain privacy can be useful if you want to prevent spam messages. At last, confirm to Siteground's terms of service and privacy policy. Skip the I would like to receive Siteground news and special offers by email and click on Pay Now. First, you'll be transferred to the payment gateway to finish the transaction, and then you will see this message. Now, if you ordered a local domain name, for example .de or .nl, it can take them 1 hour to process the order, but a .com domain should be live right away. Okay, that's it for registering the domain name and hosting. Now we go to mysiteground.com and click on Setup Website. Select and WordPress. Now you have to create an email address. Make one up and click on Continue. That will bring you to this screen. Ignore the extra services and click on Finish and your site is being created. This process can take some time, but you don't have to wait. Go to the Websites tab in the menu, select the WordPress kit and go into the WordPress admin. Next up, you have to log in with your newly created email account. Once you see the WordPress starter, you can click on Exit at the bottom of the page and you are redirected to the WordPress dashboard. And that means you are done installing WordPress. A WordPress website is not secured by default, which you can see right over here. Therefore, we need to go back to mysiteground.com and install the so-called SSL Certificate. What this certificate does is that it secures your visitors' personal information from spreading online. Now go to Websites, Site Tools, and click on SSL Manager underneath the Security tab. Now select your domain and choose Let's Encrypt. Click on Get, wait a bit, and after that you go to Manage SSL and click on the 3-point icon and force HTTPS and then enable HTTPS and force. Well done! Now you've created an email account, installed WordPress and SSL. Let's check if our website is secured by going back to the dashboard. And as you can see, it has a padlock icon in the browser tab. So your site is now secured. As you know by now, the CMS that we are using for this tutorial is called WordPress. It's the most popular free content management system to run a web shop, website or blog. This area is called the backend, the area where you can change the website's look and feel. And the front end is what's visible online on the internet. Let's check out what our website currently looks like. Hover your mouse over My WordPress and click on Visit Site. In default settings, this is what WordPress looks like. Very basic as you can see. But we are going to change that. Let's go back to the backend so that I can give you a short summary of the WordPress dashboard. Over here at Updates you can check if a theme or plugin needs to be updated. To someone new that might sound overwhelming, but it literally is just clicking on an update button. Make sure to check it on a monthly basis. Next up is the post section where you can create new blog posts. Same goes for pages where you can create, for example, a home page, contact page or property pages. The media section is where you upload visuals or videos, so you can insert it into a post or page. In the comments section you can check if, for example, your guests leave a comment. You can either accept or decline for these comments to be visible to the public. At Appearance, you can install, edit or configure settings that will change the site's complete style and layout. I will show you how that works in a bit. In the plugin section you can add new plugins or check installed ones. Plugins can add new functionalities or features, which I will show you later on in this video. Over here at Users you can allow or decline users on your site. The Tools section contains some scripts that are needed only on extraordinary occasions. In the Settings tab you can change some settings such as the overall language of the website. Let me show you how that's done. Click on General and scroll down. And for the site language, I would choose Dutch, but to keep it understandable for this video, I will keep it on English. Remember, after each change you have to click on Save Changes at the bottom of the page. Next, one of the first things I would recommend doing is cleaning up your website. Let's deactivate and delete pre-installed plugins. We don't need these, so we click here and then select Deactivate and Apply. An important note in between, always deactivate plugins before you delete them. Many plugins add their own files to the main ones of your website. And if you don't deactivate these, the plugin files will remain and could cause issues later on. Alright, let's finish where we started by clicking on Actions again. Then Delete and Apply. Now go back to the dashboard. I noticed a pre-installed page. Go to all pages and do exactly the same as we just did for plugins. Don't forget to empty the trash. In the right upper corner it says howdy and then your email address. Let's change that. Go to users, your profile. Now scroll down and fill in your first and last name over here. Change the display name to your name if you want to display it properly on your site. If you want, you can also change your profile picture with Gravatar. Okay, let's click on Update Profile down below so we can continue. Now let's clean up the dashboard. Click on the triangles to close the widgets, or go to Screen Options and disable them. By doing so, you don't get overwhelmed by all the unnecessary information. Only allow widgets that actually provide valuable information, like for example, the site's traffic statistics. Next we go to Settings, General, and here you need to change the site title and tagline for better findability in Google. The site title should contain the most important keywords you want to be searched for. So something like houses and apartments for sale in Amsterdam, real estate firm X. And in the tagline you can write, for example, get instant access to a lot of relevant information about Amsterdam's real estate, including property descriptions, virtual tours, maps and photos. Next you have to make sure your WordPress address and site address is changed from HTTP to HTTPS. Enable the anyone can register checkmark and check if your time zone is correct. Once done, click on Save Changes down below. Next we go to permalinks, and you need to make sure the post name is enabled, or else WordPress will create bad permalink structures. And click on Save Changes. Okay, that's it for the basic settings in WordPress. Next up is installing the real estate theme to change the current design. Now I want to introduce you to the most popular and best-selling real estate theme. Therefore we have to go to davidson.com/realestate. This link will redirect you to an overview of Envato's best-selling themes for real estate agencies. Now we are going to pick the first one because the Realhomes theme has over 20,000 in sales, average of 5 stars, and is commonly known to be very popular in real estate. Do not worry about the price, it's a one-time payment, so you don't have to pay each year. Click on Add to Cart and follow the payment instructions. After purchasing your theme, you can hover over to your profile on the right upper screen and click on Downloads, or click on this hyperlink. In this section you can find all your downloads. Click on the green download button and select Installable WordPress file only. Now a zip file will be downloaded. And let's go back to the WordPress dashboard. Hover over to Appearance and go to Themes. And click on Add New. Upload theme. Choose a file or drag the file we just downloaded over here. Then we click on Install Now. And now it is installing the theme. Once it's finished, you click on Activate. Now before you can use the theme, you still need to fill in the verification code. You can find this code in the email they've sent to your account. Once you copy the code, you can paste it over here and click on Verify. Now this theme comes with many plugins and we need to install those. So click on Begin installing plugins. After that, you need to enable all checkmarks and under the bulk section, you select Install. And click on Apply to install them all at once. Wait a couple seconds and then click down below on Return to Required Plugins Installer. Now we need to activate all the plugins. Repeat the same procedure by enabling them all and click on Activate under Bulk Actions and Apply. Okay, now we've installed the real estate theme and aligned plugins. Next we hover over to Realhomes Demo Import. Scroll down a bit and over here you can find 4 templates that can be separated into a modern and classic version. We want to import the modern template that can be edited with the Elementor Page Builder. So click on Import and then it will ask you, are you sure? And we reply by selecting Yes, Import. Importing the demo template will take a couple seconds. Once it's finished, you can check it out by clicking on Visit Website in the left upper corner. And here you go. The demo website is completely imported. Now the first thing I want to do is familiarize you with editing this website to your needs. Therefore, I start off with guiding you through the customizer and after that the Elementor Page Builder. So with the customizer you can edit the top and bottom section of your website. Everything else you can edit with the Page Builder. To get access to the customizer, you need to click on the pencil over here. Using the customizer is simple and straightforward. For example, if you click on the pencil icon, you can change the site logo. And over here you can upload files or choose one from the media library. We can pick this one and click on choose image. But that doesn't look as good as the default logo. So we remove it again and pick the Realhomes logo. Now if you want to create a beautiful logo through Fiverr, then click on the Fiverr link in the description, so you will be redirected to the top logo designers on that platform. Over here you can upload a retina logo to make your logo look clear and sharp on high density screens. And the site icon, also called favicon, will change the little visual before your site title in the tab section. Next we click on the second pencil icon, which enables us to change the email address and phone number in these boxes on the left side. Apparently you can also change the icon from a WhatsApp icon to a phone icon. In styles we got the background image. We don't need a background image because we already used the page builder and a carousel. Go back and click on default or custom. Now you can use your own custom colors or select the default theme colors. For this tutorial I want to use my own custom colors because I want to change, for example, these colors in the menu section. Go back and click on core colors. Scroll down a bit and as you can see the default colors are still present. But I want to pick a dark blue color, so click on select color. The blue color code I personally like is 064476 and you can fill it into the white box. Okay, that looks fine in my opinion. The next one will change, among other things, the submit button. Let's give this button a red color, so click on select color and insert something like this, D35151. And as you can see, the submit button changed. Same we do for this one. And then we click on publish and go back. Next up is the typography. You can change the font for the primary headings, secondary heading and body text. Basically the complete website. Currently we've selected the theme default font, which in my opinion looks fine, but I want to show you what happens when we change these settings. So let's select the first one. And as you can see, the primary headings change accordingly. However, I would like to keep the default one and go back and click on header styles. Now I don't want to go through each style, but basically you can change the colors of the header section right here. For example, change the main menu text color. Let's make it black. You see? Or only change the color when you hover over it. Let's see. We make it purple. Then hover your mouse over the menu text. And there you go. Now I prefer to keep these in default settings, so I click on clear. Now you guys can go through each of these, but we already covered the most important ones for this theme. And just for the ones that don't know, the footer section down here is the section at the bottom of your page. Let me show you. Next we go back and click on menus. This is where you basically can create or change the menu, but I will tell you more about that later on. Same goes for the widgets. Next up are the homepage settings. By default, the homepage settings redirect your visitors to the first pre-made page you see on the right. However, if you'd like a different page to pop up, let's say agencies, you will just select that pre-made template and your homepage changes. But we obviously change it back to home and go back. Now we go over here to header, login and register basics. And here you can choose if you want user related stuff in the header to show or hide. So if someone is logged into their account, they see some extra information like my properties or profile above the menu section. I will keep it on show for now, just like the other features underneath. Next up, go to login and register dialog. In this section you can change some text that registered users will see once they log in to their profile. We already covered the contact information, and since most of us won't use the banner option, I will skip that part too. Same goes for the search form. We want to show the advanced settings and not hide it. And that brings us to the header variations. You can change the header layout by clicking one of these three options. Let's click the last one. Well, that doesn't look as good as the default one, so we change that back and continue. In others, we can choose for a sticky header. This will attach the menu to the top of your screen even when you scroll down. Next we go to the footer area. If we scroll down, you can click on each pencil to change the information. For example, click on the Design by Inspiry themes. You can remove this text and instead add some hyperlinks to your site's privacy and disclaimer pages. I will show you that later on in this video. Next we go to Property Search, Property Search Page. This section controls the search feature over here. So if you select, for instance, None, then the search bar will disappear. So for every page that requires a search bar, you need to enable this function. For some other features, such as the number of properties, we rather use the Elementor Page Builder because then we can configure the settings per column. Now the other features in property search are related to the search bar, and you have to kind of check what settings you prefer. For example, over here at search form prices, the minimum price field is now labeled as min price, but you could also change this to low price. Let's open the advanced search to see it. Or what about the square feet in the search form areas? In Holland we use the square meter sign. Okay, now we click on the property detail page. And over here we can change our settings for each individual property page. So let's click, for example, on View this property. And now the customizer has control over this page. So changes that are made will apply to this page. Because there are so many options, I will only cover some important ones. Let's start with Sections Manager. Over here you can choose a custom order of each section. For example, if you would like the additional details above the description, then you drag this element above the content. And now the structure changes. Breadcrumbs show the user location in a site or on the web. And if you hide these, the page and property location sign will disappear. You can also change it to property type or status, but I think it looks fine in default settings. You can also remove specific elements from the property page. Let's say you want to hide the map over here. You go to the map and enable hide. But you can also choose to show the map, but increase the zoom level. Let's say 17. You see? Next I want to show you the agent section. If you don't want any agent to appear on the property page, then you click on Hide below Agent Section Display. And agent Melissa William disappears. Now let's bring her back so we can further elaborate on this subject. Go to Agents Pages in the Customizer. Now if you want, you can remove the banner for this specific page. But I do not see the use of that, so I change it back. Or you can choose the maximum number of agents listed on one page. Currently 4 are listed, but if we change it to, let's say 3, the other one is going to the second page. As you can see, you can also customize the widget area over here by clicking on the pencil icon and configure these settings. Okay, now go back and over here you can find, for example, the blog page section. Everything is pretty straightforward. Just go to the blog or news page in the menu, and the customizer allows you to remove the banner or change the banner title to, let's say, blog. Or you can change or remove the widget areas on the right. Same goes for gallery pages, contact page, and general pages. Over here at users or members we can change some basic settings, such as to restrict admin access to a particular user level. The edit profile remains the same and is basically the page that users use to edit their profile, so we need to leave it like this. Then we have the submit property where you can, for example, enable guests to submit their property, or what fields should be displayed in the submit form. Basically all kinds of settings you just have to go through, but nothing too special. But don't forget to include the email address if you want a submission notice. And the other two sections are fine in default. Now I want you just to go through these last settings like floating features, favorites properties, email template and miscellaneous, and kind of mess with them. In default settings, these look just fine, so I'd rather show you how to work with the Elementor Page Builder. Don't forget to publish and click on the cross sign. The Elementor Page Builder allows us to design the pages with an easy drag and drop system. Go to Edit with Elementor, and once it's opened, you can see an overview of all the elements on the left side. You can drag and drop the basic and general elements for free, and the pro elements are for premium users. If you scroll down, you will find specific elements made for this theme that you can use for free. Let me give you a preview. Let's say you want to add a text element in between the properties and search component. Then we click on the plus icon of the property component, and then you go to Elements, scroll down below, and in this section you can find specific elements or modules for this theme. We can drag, for example, the classic slogan element and drop it over here. On the left side you can change the main title. For example, we offer the best real estate deals in Amsterdam, and the lorem ipsum text in the description. You see how easy that is? Now if you want to delete the component, then you simply right mouse click delete, or click on the cross sign. Okay, next, let me guide you through these icons down below. This one is the Navigator and allows you to rearrange different elements. The history is useful when you make mistakes and want to redo or undo edits. I myself usually stick with the Command Z or Ctrl Z to undo something. The icon shows the responsive mode. Basically how each page looks on desktop, tablet or mobile. Very useful because if something looks good on desktop and not on mobile, you can use this feature to simply edit the mobile page and leave the desktop page untouched. Now as you can see, the Realhomes theme is mobile friendly by default, but if you think it doesn't look good, you can change it. For instance, change the text. Let's say houses instead of properties. But you can also reduce or increase the font sizes for the top title, main title and description. Go to Typography and click on one of these pencils and drag it to the right or left. In the Style tab you can change, for instance, the color. As you already know, I'd like to change the green top title to my favorite blue color code. So I copy and paste it over here. Next up we have the spacing, and basically you have to play with these settings and check what looks best for your site. Okay, now click back on the desktop icon. Let me give you another preview. Open a new component by clicking the plus icon. Select the Elements icon, scroll down, and drag and drop a properties grid. As you can see, the properties are automatically listed. And on the left side you can play with the settings. For example, the number of properties. Currently 6 are listed, but we can also decrease the number to 3. Furthermore, you can change, for example, the number of words and make it 15 instead of 10. Now if you go to Style, you can edit, for example, the size and spaces, or when you scroll down a bit, the property colors. If you click on the property colors section, you can see that the green default colors are still used. And if you hover your mouse over the properties, you can see the overlay. Now click on the color icon next to the image overlay, so not the hamburger icon, and then we insert the color code. As you can see, the property image is not transparent, so we drag this a little bit to the left. Okay, that looks fine. Same goes for the price colors right here. You can easily customize them to your style by inserting the color code you think is suitable. You can also, for example, add some box shadow. Click on the pencil icon and it's added. Changes can be undone by clicking on this arrow. Now to save changes, you will have to click on the update button. So the next question that most likely comes to your mind is, how do I start? Well, I'd advise you to first create your real estate agency, and to do so, you can click on the hamburger icon, click on Exit to Dashboard, and click on the WordPress icon. Then we hover over to Easy Real Estate and click on Agencies. Now these two are demo agencies, but you can create your own by clicking on Add New. Now what I would do is open a new tab and check how the Alice Demo Agency page looks. Then open the Alice Estate Agency page in the back end and change each part to make it match your agency. So let's see. Name the agency Real Estate X, and in the description you can change Alice to your agency's name. Then we scroll down a bit. In this section you have to provide related information, which will be the information over here. Now if there is nothing to fill in, you can leave it blank so it doesn't appear on the front end. So let's remove the fax numbers and click on Update. Refresh, and now it's gone. Okay, next we go to the top banner area settings. If you don't add a media file, then the default banner image is selected. Let me show you how that looks like. But you can also change it. Click on the media library and pick this one. Click on Select and then Update. Now go to the front end and refresh the page. That looks fine as well, but I prefer the default one, so I click on the little cross and press Update. And as you can see, it changes back to default. Now you can change the banner title to The Best Real Estate Agency of Amsterdam. But then the agency name changes. So that I don't like. If you want to upload your agency's logo, you can do that over here. Currently, I don't have a logo, but someone can design one for already $5 on Fiverr. The link in the description redirects you to the top logo designers on Fiverr. Make sure your logo has a size of 350 x 350 pixels. Okay, so now you've created your own agency page. But once you check the front end, you can see that this section, underneath Featured Properties, is not selected or created by you. We call this the widget area, and you can change it to your requirements. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So leave the Preview Page tab like this and go back to the WordPress dashboard in your other tab. Hover over to Appearance and go to Widgets. Now some of these widgets you really don't need, like recent comments. You can easily unfold them by clicking this triangle icon and delete. But this is the default sidebar, so that won't change the agency's sidebar. Therefore, we unfold the agency sidebar. Now as you can see, two widgets are already installed, the Featured Properties and Property Types. If you unfold the first one, you can see that two properties are featured, and this is what it looks like. Now you can delete both. And simply drag whatever pre-installed widgets you would like into the agency sidebar. For example, if you want some agents in your sidebar, you simply drag and drop this widget over here. Basically, we are putting widgets for that sidebar only, and you can delete or add as many as you want. The options will permanently be available backend in the widget area. And all these options is what makes the Realhomes theme so unique and definitely worth the investment. Now these agents we just added are not part of our company, so we need to add new ones. Go back to Easy Real Estate, click on Agents, and you can select Add New. But I would like to choose Melissa as the example page. Basically, everything is completely the same, but if you scroll down a bit, you can select the agency right here. So after that you click on Update and your agency has added the agent. Now I will keep it like this, but everything else, like adding the image over here, is self-explanatory. We can check Melissa's page, so go to Agents, click the second one, and this is how the agent page looks like. Now the widget area also has an agent sidebar, so you can change this part just like we did previously with agencies. Okay, so we created our agency and know how to add agents, but we don't know how to create properties. So go back to the dashboard and under Easy Real Estate you can add a new property, property features, types, locations, you name it. Now we start off with the property feature. Here you can add all the different features you see listed on each property page. Let me click on one of the properties and scroll to features. There we go. You see? Marble floors, lawn, home theater, etc. Basically, you need to find out all the different features that one could possibly want to add to their property. And I would advise you to check on the internet and then add them underneath name. Let's create one just to show you. For example, patio. And then you click on Add New Property Feature. Next we go to property types, and these can be separated into commercial and residential with subcategories as apartment, villa, etc. Now if you want to add another one, let's say studio for example, then you need to select the residential property type and click on Add New Property Type. There you go, it has been added. Next up we need to add the property locations. Now Miami is already selected as a parent property, and Doral, Little Havana and Perrine are sub-cities in Miami. Now you can add another parent city, like Amsterdam. Just make sure you don't select the parent property, and then click on Add New Property Location. Then we add a region in the city center called the Jordaan, and choose Amsterdam as the parent. Alright, next we go to property statuses, and these can be divided into for rent and for sale. Now you already know how to change or configure settings for this. So let's move on. I want to talk about adding a property. There are two ways of adding these. One as an admin and the other one as a guest or visitor. A visitor can add a property via the submit button on the front end. As an admin, you can check all properties in this section or add new ones right over here. So let's open a new property and open an extra tab with an example page. Let's pick this one. Now I want to create a complete new property page. So let's call this one Kennel House in Amsterdam. And after that you click on the plus icon to add a block and search for classic. Then you copy and paste the lorem ipsum text and the description is now added. Now you can add all kinds of blocks. Simply click on the plus icon and add, for example, a list and say historic building, 17th century, etc. Now we don't want to include this list, so we click on the dots icon, remove block. Okay, next we scroll down and here you need to fill in some general information. Some of these we can leave empty, but I want to include a price, say 2 million euros. However, dollars are configured by default, but we can change this. So let me quickly show you how that's done. Now go to settings underneath easy real estate and there you can change the currency sign. Let me change it to euro and then click on save changes. Same we need to do for the mortgage calculator in the widget area. To change these we have to go to general settings tab and click mortgage calculator. Change the sign to euro and save it. Now go back to our new property page and we fill in an area size of 200 square meters. And this house has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. You can leave the property ID blank, but like it says, it can help you search for a property. Now when is the property built? This one is built in 1700. And click on yes if you want it to be featured on the widget section like we covered just yet. Now click on document on the right side. And over here you can select some property features. Let me enable the first 4 options. If one is missing, you can even add a new property feature. And we go to property types and select residential, villa. For the property locations, we choose Amsterdam and the Jordaan. For property status, we select for sale and then we click on set featured image. Go to media library and let me pick this one. For better findability in the Google search engine, you'd better fill in the visuals title and alt text. So let's say this property is located on Canal Street 200 in Amsterdam. Fill it in and after that you click on set featured image. Try to maintain one-sized visuals. In this case it's a 1200 x 680 pixeled image. And over here you can fill in some additional features. Let's say exterior construction, brick, interior construction, marble. Anyway, you get the idea. Next we click on location on map and select the property address. So this theme comes with the OpenStreetMap, which can be used for free. But you can also add Google APIs to this website, but those will cost you money, and that we don't like. Over here we fill in Amsterdam and choose North Holland, Nederland. There you go. Now we don't want to hide map on the property detail page. That's it for the map. Now go to the gallery images if you want to add some images. Let me add some by pressing this button. Go to media library. First we click the main one, and for the second visual, let me pick an interior one. Okay, now over to floor plans. And you don't have to necessarily include these for residential properties, but it is a nice feature that this theme offers, especially when you sell offices that are sold per floor. Now I will leave this empty for now and go to property video. In this section you can add a property video from YouTube. I will copy and paste the YouTube URL, which we can check after we uploaded the property page. Next we go to agent information, and we can select who's the agent for this property. Then we can choose to make this property sticky for home and listing pages. I would like to put it on yes. Most real estate agencies leave the property owner information empty because I don't want to include this property in the homepage slider. You can also add a top banner which actually looks pretty nice. Okay, now we can check the result, but first we click on Publish, Publish, and then view our property. And there you go. We changed the banner and got the address right here and underneath the locations. We included the price and even changed the currency to euros. And we added for sale as a category. Over here you can see the main image, and by clicking on this arrow you can see the other visual as well. The property ID, basic information, description, additional details and features are all added. Next you can see the YouTube video that we uploaded. Let's see if it works properly. And there you go. It actually is a real estate video of properties in Amsterdam. Pretty cool to see. But the houses are quite expensive. Over here you will find the map that we configured. But let's check the frontend and check if the search bar works properly. Go to location, let's search for Amsterdam, and the search bar will automatically display all created properties in Amsterdam. And as you can see, also our newly created property page. And if we go back to our home page, you can see it has also been added to the property featured section. Okay, click on the property, and one thing most real estate agencies want is to add the contact information of their agent right here in the widget area. We can do that within just a couple seconds. Click on Added Property, scroll down and go to Agent Information. Select the agent and checkmark the agent information. Click on Update and refresh the property page. And there you go. Next up, I want to talk about creating blog posts. Go back to the home page and scroll down until you see News and Updates. Click on the first one, and this is how a blog post looks like. The reason why I want to cover this subject is because blog posts create engagement, and that increases your site's authority, which results in better rankings in the Google search engine. You can start off by going to the dashboard, Posts, and click on Add New. Write down a title, like Top 10 Most Expensive Properties in Amsterdam. Then click on the plus icon and add a classic block to include some text. I will copy and paste some lorem ipsum text, and after around 3 sentences, a read more tag. After that, we create a heading 2, which we will call Number 1 Kennel House Amsterdam, and Number 2, etc. Now if you want to insert a block quote, then you need to highlight the quote and click on this block quote icon. And now the styling is changed, as you can see. After that we go to Document on the right side. And over here we can choose a new category or pick an existing one. Let me pick Market Trends. Now these categories are only for blog posts, so not for pages. Then we add a featured image. This is the image that we saw underneath News and Updates. So let me select this one. After that, publish, and then view the post. And now it is also added to your home page. Okay, next up I want to show you how to configure some call to action buttons. We can do so by using the Elementor Page Builder. Once it's loaded, I will first show you how to configure the orange Submit Property button. Click on the component and on your left you can change the title and URL. Currently, it redirects to the demo submit property URL, but we need to redirect it to ours. Therefore, go to Dashboard and click on All Pages. Check out the second page and click on the Submit Property page. Once you click over here, you can see the slug. Then you copy the link address. Go back to the page builder and paste the link over here. You can do the same for the other button. Go to Dashboard, click All Pages, My Properties, and copy the slug. And go back and paste it in the second button URL box. Now once you are done, you click on Update. Now if we scroll down, you can see these two buttons. The Get in Touch button should be redirecting to our contact page, and the other one to the grid layout. Let me first change the title to Contact Us. And then we go back to the dashboard, All Pages, and copy the link address of our contact page. Paste it, and then we configure the grid layout. Okay, once we are done, we click on Update. Let's open a new tab and check if the links work properly. And as you can see, all 4 call to action buttons work. Now this contact page, however, sends contact form or enquiries to your WordPress site by default, but not to your email account. And you need to configure these settings first. So click on Edit Page, scroll down, and go to Contact Details. Make sure to change this information and go to Contact Form to change the contact form email address. This email address will get the messages from the contact form. Next up, you need to change the contact map settings and fill in the map latitude and longitude. Now you most likely wonder, how do I get this information? Well, open a new tab and search for OpenStreetMap. Click on the link and search for your address. Next, you copy and paste these codes in the URL. First the map latitude and then the longitude. Publish. Okay, now go back to the contact page, scroll down, and as you can see, the map is configured. Let me check if the contact form works as well. Name, René, fill in your email address and your phone number. And as a message, say hello. And then we click on Send Message. Let me open Gmail in a new tab, and there you go. The email has been received. Another thing I want to show you is the CRM functionality. Let's go to our newly created property page. Scroll down a bit, and besides the agent information, someone can also fill this contact form. So let's try this one out, shall we? And as for the message, I am interested in this property. And then you click on Send Message. Now go to Dashboard, Enquiries, and as you can see, the inquiry has been received. But you can also see the property of interest, the agent, and the client's comment. Based on this information, you leave notes or reminders for your internal communication. And over here, you can select, for example, this contact and edit the profile. Okay, that's it for the CRM part. Let's see what else we need to cover. Partners, for example. You can edit these in the Easy Real Estate section under Partners. Let's pick Code Canyon as an example. So you only have to provide the website URL and the visual. Make sure that you use the same pixel size. But if you don't have any partners, you can also delete the complete section with the Elementor Page Builder. At the bottom of your site, you can find the footer section. This section is usually filled with the company information and links to legal pages such as the disclaimer, terms of use, and privacy policy page. Now before we start to edit the footer section, we first have to create these legal pages. So let's go to the WordPress dashboard and create them. Click on Add Page. As for the title, we fill in disclaimer. And then click Publish and Publish. Now do the same for the terms of use and privacy policy page. After you are done, we go back to the front end and click on the customizer. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the pencil icon over here, where the text used to be designed by Inspiry Themes. Now you can leave the 2020 all rights reserved. And then we insert the following HTML codes in the designed by text. Now you obviously need to change the domain name to yours and fill the legal pages. But that I'm not going to cover in this video because each company has different terms and policies. Click on Update and open a new tab so we can check if the links actually work. Now as you can see, they all work properly. Okay, next up I want to change the menu section at the top of your website. Because some of these pages you might not want to include. For example, all the pages underneath Properties or Gallery. Go to your dashboard, Appearance and Menus. Now if you want to change the main menu section, you have to select the menu to add it right here. Change it and click on Select. If you want to remove, let's say, the complete properties page and subpages, you can click on this triangle icon and click on Remove. Now do the same for the subpages. Now if you want the properties page back, then you need to search for My Properties, enable the checkmark and select Add to Menu. Drag it over here. Change the name a bit and then click on Save Menu. Other pages that I want to delete from the menu section are the gallery and gallery subpages. Remember, by doing so, we do not delete the actual page, just their visibility in the main menu. I also want to drag the For Sale and For Rent pages underneath Properties and delete the pages and subpages. Now after you're finished, you click on Save Menu. Then we open a new tab to check out the front end. You see, changes have been made. Okay, so go back to the dashboard and let's say you want to create a complete new page. For example, an About Us page. Then click on Add New and fill in the title. Scroll down and enable this option to hide the title. After that, you click on Edit with Elementor. Once it's done loading, we click on the plus icon. Now you can do so many things with Elementor, but I'll just improvise on this one. Okay, next up we go to Elements and select the heading. Drag and drop it here. Let's say About Real Estate Firm X, and after that you center it. Okay, now it looks like the title doesn't fit in just one sentence, but that is partly because the page builder is pushing it to the right. You see? But we can make it smaller by going to Typography and drag this to, let's say, 21. Okay, that's a bit small, but you get the idea. Next up, we drag a text element underneath. Let's copy and paste some lorem ipsum demo text. And then we center it. In order to do so, go to the text next to visual and add some basic HTML. Okay, that's fine. In the other box we can put a nice video of the company. If you click on the pencil, you can change the YouTube link. There we go. Just to let you know, this is not the real company. I just picked the video as an example. Furthermore, the quality looks poor, but that's because the thumbnail is cropped. If I click on this arrow, the quality improves. You see? Underneath the video we can put some social icons. Go to Elements and search for social icons. After that you drag and drop it. There you go. Now these social icons can be changed to your company style on size, color and shape. And you can insert a link in this box. Okay, now click on Publish. Go to the hamburger icon and click on Exit to Dashboard. Now click on the blue Update button, and once that's done, you click on the WordPress icon. Now if you go to Appearance and then Menu, you can see the About Us page right here. Enable it and add it to the main menu. Drag it accordingly and click on Save Menu to finalize it. Go to the front end and as you can see, your brand new page is added. It's not the most beautiful looking page, but I just want to show you how to create a new page and add it to the menu. At last, I want to show you how to create a review section on your home page. Click on Edit with Elementor and scroll down. Remove the partner section for some extra space And besides, most real estate websites don't include these on their website anyway. So click on the cross sign. After that, click on this plus icon, choose the 3 structure option, and let's create a heading. Go to the element section and drag a heading element over here. Change the title to, for instance, testimonials. Click on the center icon, and now we want this header above the 3 structure component. So we hold this component and drag it. Now let's see, I want to add some sort of divider. You can find it here in Elements. Drag and drop it. This divider requires some subtle changes. Let's select a width of 130 pixels. Don't forget to click the pixel sign, by the way. And then center it. Let's change the color and thickness in the Style tab. The blue theme color is more suitable. So let's fill in the color code. For weight, I choose 3. And I want to minimize the gap to 2. Now go back to Elements and choose the intersection and drag it over here. Delete this one by right mouse clicking Delete. Next up, we need to add a visual. Simply go to Elements and drag and drop the element. Currently, the visual is too big. So let's choose the thumbnail size. Okay, next we check what images the library has. And let's pick this one for example. We call her Jenny Abigail. So we need to change the title and alt text to something like this. Alright, that looks fine, and then we insert the media. Now the component needs to include her name as well. So let's drag a heading underneath the visual to give this client a name. Change the color over here at Style. And center it in the Content tab. Now drag a text editor underneath the header so you can write a nice story about your real estate firm and the agent in question. Let me copy and paste something. Okay, now we center the text at Style and Alignment. I also want the 5-star rating underneath it. Go back to Elements, search for star and drag the element underneath. And then we center it. Now you can give this inner section some shadow. So for changing settings to the inner section, basically the smaller box, you need to click on these dots icon. Go to Style, Border and Box Shadow. Let's give it a blur of 10. Okay, let me see what we could do next. Let's make the borders a bit less pointy. Over here you can change the border radius. I know 10 is fine. Let me show you. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now you can duplicate each intersection by right mouse clicking on the dots icon, duplicate and drag it accordingly. This saves a lot of time because you only need to edit the visual, heading and text. Next, I want to show you how to create an anchor link, also called a jump link. We can use this link to redirect people to this testimonial section. Click on the 6 dots icon right here. Go to Advanced and then you write down testimonials without capitals in the box next to CSS ID. Then click on Update, select the hamburger icon, exit to Dashboard and click on the WordPress icon. Over here in the WordPress dashboard we go to Appearance, Menus, go to Custom Links and include this fence icon followed by Testimonials. And for the link text you type Testimonials and then you add it to the menu. Drag it above Contact and let's remove the frequently asked questions from the menu. Click on Save Menu. Check the front end. And there you go. Now let's see. We covered everything from registering a domain name and web hosting to actually configure and edit the WordPress website for a real estate agency. Now your next step is to start ranking in the Google search engines for more visitors. Subscribe to this channel for future videos about search engine optimization for specifically real estate agencies. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I will respond as soon as possible. See you in my next video. Bye!